All right, guys. So one of the things I wanted to focus on is I wanted to give you guys a easy way to tell whether or not your opponent is in cover 2, cover 4, or man coverage. Now, those are the main defenses people do run. That is the meta of the game, so to speak. And the formation that we're going to use to show this is going to be trips tight end, and then we'll get into some other formations later. So the things you will be paying attention to is the safeties, the free safety and the strong safety. They will essentially give away whatever your opponent is in. So if your opponent is in, say, a cover 4, the safeties will be lined up closer to the line of scrimmage. You'll see right now they're about that 10-yard mark. So if you see them floating around in that 10-yard mark, you're going to know it is a cover 4. Now, obviously, there are ways around this. If they base align press, if they base align or if they press, it's going to eliminate this tell. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, are not doing either due to the base align glitch. So, easy way to tell, just gives you a slight little advantage on your opponent. So, as you saw, they were at the line of scrimmage when we were in a cover 4. But if you notice, when we audible to a Tampa 2 or a cover 2, that they drop back roughly in that 13 to 15 yard mark. There is a drastic difference between a cover 4 and a cover 3. Or excuse me, a cover 4 or a cover 2. So here you see me audibling back and forth. You can easily tell the difference between the safety. Cover 4, they line up closer. Tampa 2, or any cover 2, in general, they will line up farther back. The only thing else is man coverage, and that is why we like trips tight end. Trips tight end, if they are in man coverage, assuming they're not in dime, dollar, quarter, anything like that, it'll leave the right side of the field or the side of the tight end completely open. So that pretty much takes care of 2-man under, cover 2, and cover 4. Let's talk about cover 3. So in cover 3, you will notice that one safety, depending on who's up, who's down, will be lined up either closer to the line of scrimmage or farther back. So in this case, you see that the strong safety was actually lined up in that 10-yard mark, whereas the free safety was lined up more so in that 13 to 15-yard range. Once again, you can see free safety deeper, strong safety is closer. Giveaway that is a cover 3. Now, they are farther back. They are even. That means it is a cover 2. And cover 4, you will see that both safeties will come up closer to the line of scrimmage. So that is basically the tell. It is a little bit harder to see what your opponent is in if they're in cover 3, because it does take some paying attention to realize that one's deeper than the other. But for the most part, everything else is very simple, very easy to read when you are in, I should say, the trips tight end set. Now, if your opponent does use a lot of cover 3, you would like to use one of these spread type formations like U trips. So U trips, you see that there's that single isolated safety. When he's isolated, that means it is either a cover 3 or a cover 1. And unfortunately, to my knowledge, there's not a direct tell whether or not there's a difference between cover 3 or cover 1 that I found at this point. So basically, safeties 10-yard range, cover 4, 15-yard range, cover 2, or 2-man under, and then single high safety or 1 up, 1 down is going to give you the cover 3, cover 1 look.